Yo, what's popping in the hood, my G's? Welcome to today's video. It is so bright. Just gonna go about my day. Got a Q&A. I haven't done a Q&A in ages, so a lot of people are gonna hear our Q&A, gonna turn off instantly. But I've got a few good questions, few funny ones, so you know, I'm just gonna go through my day and answer some for you. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. I'm just gonna, you know, pop through these, and I've actually got loads. It's quite surprising. Thank you. It's quite overwhelming sometimes when you get, you know, people asking you questions and stuff like that. I feel, actually, am I actually worth any value? I don't even know if you can see me. Can you see me? I can't even see myself. Hello. I'm kicking it off. Battleborn _ I'm skinny fat, I weigh 185 pounds and I'm 6'1". Should I bulk or cut? This is a fucking shit question because mate, I can't see what you look like. If you send me a photo, then yeah, I can critique it and go, mate, you need to lose weight or you need to be in a surplus. But my advice when it comes to whether you're skinny fat or whatever the situation is, if you feel like you can lose, you know, body weight beforehand, then please do. I always advise you start your surplus in the leanest position possible. Look at these local crackheads that just walked past me. These local gal, the local Dunstable gal. Fuck's sake. But yeah, if you're skinny fat or if you're holding on to a little bit of fat, I would always recommend dieting first, then gaining body fat. Now this is very different to what AJ recommends because I listen to like his podcasts and I know a few of individuals will watch them. Basically what he recommends is if you're skinny fat, if you're holding on to a little bit of fat, then he says start gaining. But I'm totally opposite. I don't want to start gaining if I'm skinny fat or holding on to fat. And the reason behind that is because you're just going to gain fat, which is going to happen within a surplus. So from a motivational standpoint, that's not going to keep you going, especially for someone who's a beginner. And I always recommend, you know, you're going to learn so much from dieting down. It's going to keep you motivated when you start seeing body fat coming off and you start seeing lines. And that's what you need to be when you're a beginner. I've completely changed the question here, haven't I? Again, it's going to vary from person to person. Basically, the answer is, Jesus, George, I'm going nuts. If you're holding on to body fat, get lean first. Start at the leanest position possible. Then go into a surplus. There you go. Could have said that in 5 seconds, you twat. Oh, roll back, lovely. I'll take 2 of those. Oh, dear. So I've been adding a little bit of Nando's hot sauce on my asparagus in the morning. Just get, you know, a little taste in your mouth where I actually really like hot sauce now. It's mad that if you know me really well, I've said this before, I hate anything hot. No. Give me that white boy shit. But I've been liking my stuff and it's just tickling like that. Fuck's sake. It's tickling my taste buds and I'm absolutely loving it. Bit of cumin on the old eggs. Lovely, absolutely lovely. Who am I going to watch on YouTube? Right now, people are interested in who I'm watching on YouTube as well. Right now, I'm watching Brandon Harding. What's he got to say then?
Possible to create your best package, your best physique. That's all that matters to me. Set yourself a goal and do whatever it takes to achieve it. No matter what anyone says, no matter how
yes, Brandon.
Anybody makes you feel anything.
So my normal scenario, walking through this lovely park, gaining my steps, you know, listen to the old podcast, listen to Revive Stronger. So Steve Hall, been listening to him lately. And also I come here, this is weird as fuck, like I don't know why I do this. I come here sometimes to feed the squirrels. Fucking hell. I think people who are like, you know, 90 or 80 or 70 or like, you know, retired people do that kind of shit, which is weird. I'm becoming a weirdo. I need to get my steps in because it's unfortunately like, you know, nothing worse than looking at your Fitbit or whatever and you think, fuck, I've got 5,000 steps to do and it's 10 o'clock at night. So I'd rather get them out, you know, early. I split up, so I'll do about 6,000 in the morning and then do the rest throughout the day and maybe a little walk of the evening. But so far so good. Don't even know where I'm going. I'm walking around in fucking circles here trying to find bloody squirrels. My nut ain't in the game right now. I just got back from the old walk. I picked up a Pepsi Max, 20% bigger. This is 600 millilitres, lovely. Don't even know why I told you that. And I also picked up a pen for my new logbook. Well, my logbook. Basically, yeah, the black ink was running out. My pen was doing my head in. So I thought, you know, normally I write my previous like weights, what I did in red, and I normally write the week, well, the session I do on that day in black. But I had to write it all in red, and psychologically it just won't satisfy me. So I got a new pen, which is Bic pen, lovely, absolutely lovely, no idea what I'm telling you that. Next question from TV.jpg. Any tips on increasing your pushing ability, e.g. flat dumbbell press? when in a calorie deficit? Good question, my friend. Now, when it comes to a calorie deficit, obviously the goal, we're going to drop body fat. We're going to drop weight. We're going to drop body weight as well with that. So you need to remember that when it comes to pushing movements, they're going to take a hit for sure. If you're on a deficit for a long period of time, I'm talking, you know, 8 weeks, well, not, I won't say 8 weeks is a long period of time, but if you're in a deficit for a longer period of time, your pushing movements are going to take a hit. And the main reason behind that, and this is what I want to use for example, overweight people are very, very strong. Like if an overweight person pushed me, like they physically pushed me like that, they would send me flying. And the reason behind that is because they have so much weight behind them. If I pushed, you know, an obese person, they probably wouldn't move. So what I'm trying to say here is, as we have a lot of body weight behind us, you know, we are able to move more weight from A to B. That's why powerlifters are so heavy. That's why big people or overweight people are quite strong. Like they're quite physically strong people. You don't have to go into the gym. They're just physically strong people because they have so much weight behind them. My advice when it comes to it is sometimes you just got to suck it up, unfortunately. They do take a little bit of a hit. But my goal with pushing movements is you just need to ensure that you are trying your best to maintain your strength. Because what you don't want to be doing is you don't want your pushing movements to go back to square one before you started your surplus. Because in reality, you're not going to see any progress in your chest because you're staying the same strength each year. It's taken me 2 minutes and 20 to explain that, but hopefully sometimes you've got to kind of suck it up, mate, but you need to just try your best. I mean, progress is going to be very, very, it can be made, but it's going to be a lot shorter when you're in a deficit. So hopefully that answers your question, my friend. Bye.
Hello, welcome to my dance school, please.
Are you right? Can I get a double espresso, please?
Yeah.
That's it, thank you.
That's fine, excellent.
I think I say it right. No, I say espresso, don't I? Espresso. Espresso. My name's George and I must be thick as shit. Someone commented yesterday, when I say it reminds me of the Match of the Day theme tune. That's a good one. I'm gonna say that every time I start now. I'm just gonna go.
No, you done well. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right.
But before I step into the old gymnasium, I thought I would answer a question quickly. From this one's quite funny. From J Jack Sturrit, sorry mate, I don't know how to say your last name. Would you rather have a wank pre or post workout? That's a good question because I was, believe it or not, I was going to do my dissertation at university about masturbation pre or post workout and how it psychologically affects someone going into the gym, because it's an important thing. Like I ask people, do you wank before you go to the gym? No. Why not? Because it makes me more lethargic, more tired. Or do you do it after? Like some people do it in the morning. This is a really weird topic to talk about, but some people do it in the morning. Like I had mates at uni used to have a wank before getting up. I'm thinking, if I had a wank before getting up, I bloody won't get up, you know what I mean? So I have to do it before I go to bed, if anything. But it's a really good question. I would never do it pre-workout. Let me know your thoughts down below as well. Would you do it pre, or would you do it post, or would you do it before bed, or would you do it first thing in the morning? I'm intrigued because I was actually going to do my dissertation on this, but it's hard to find people that are willing to, you know, wank pre or post workout. But from my standpoint, psychologically, I'm not prepared if I've, you know, bust a nut going into the gym. I'm thinking, no, I can't be fucked for this. Testosterone isn't flooding. I've already released half of it. I feel guilty. I feel like, oh, I can't be fucked. I'm talking shit. Oh my God. J.White28 asked me, what got you into making YouTube videos? I love YouTube. I watch YouTubers all the time from across, you know, numerous amounts of genres, if you want to call it that. But mainly in the fitness industry, I was like, right, what is there that needs to be added? And I was thinking, great, like Christian Guzman, Brandon Harding, they're all great individuals. I love watching them, but I can't relate to these individuals. Like, I want to showcase like another aspect of things where people can go, actually, fuck, I'm not the only one that's going through this, you know, I can actually relate to what George is saying. And I thought there was a bit of a gap in, you know, the YouTube or fitness industry, which I wanted to hopefully one day be able to fit and make a mark for. Guess what? You know, I'm just the same as everyone else. I don't have these flashy cars, this flashy money. I'm just a normal average person, if that makes sense. So that's how I got into it. I thought, right, this is me. I can showcase something a little bit different here. And like I said, I love, you know, watching YouTube. Rymare6_, I don't know if I said that right. What's your 1 rep max on bench? Never done a 1RM, believe it or not, on my bench press, but I've bench pressed 110 for 5 once, and that was like a year or two back when I was about 82 kilos, I believe I was, 83 kilos. So yeah, I've never been a strong presser, if I'm honest with you, but pound for pound, I could say I'm strong. I don't feel like it, but yeah. Where am I at? I've got so many questions. Are you into boxing or any sports? I love football from Tom Fannon. Tom Fannon. Not into boxing, unfortunately. I don't mind watching boxing, but I wouldn't have a boxing match myself or anything like that. I'll get absolutely knocked out. I'm a little pussy when it comes to it. I did spar. I did like punch some, I got some gloves out and some pads, and I punched for a minute, and I was out of breath. I was shockingly bad at it. So yeah, I'm not very good at that, Tom. Sorry, mate. But I do love my football. I still watch football all the time. Joe, ever been to Zante? No, mate. I've been to Magaluf. Had a really good time out there with my boys. Unfortunately, one of my mates fell off the balcony and got put into a coma. Something like coma. I don't know how you fucking say it. And that was fun out there when he fell off a balcony. That's a story to tell. I told my whole uni class that, and everyone was like, "Whoa, oh my god, what a story." Tricep movements to use to avoid pain from golfer's elbow. Again, I would avoid. It's a very hard one. I would go and experiment with a few movements, and if you feel like aggravation, then simply don't do it. I would advise, potentially looking at doing something like, I don't know, I've never had issues with like a close grip bench press or a dip or anything like that, but when it comes to like a rope press down, I've always found that higher rep work has gave me pain, especially around the elbow area. So that's one thing I'll take into consideration. I'm not sure exactly, but experiment and find out for yourself. Alfie Hibbert asked me, how's the new A3 S line? Saw it on your story. That was my mate's, unfortunately. That was my mate's car. It weren't my car, really. I wish it was. Any tips on dealing with tendinitis / golfer's elbow? Again, golfer's elbow is quite common in individuals. Massage, rest up, focus. A lot of people, you need to invest into your recovery. A lot of people just expect these injuries to go away. And unfortunately, that isn't always the case, my friend. So focus on, recovery, massage, resting, avoiding movements which aggravate the area. And just, it takes time. Like, this stuff takes time to heal, It's not going to happen, straight away. So that's my advice when it comes to any injury, in fact. I think I finished up this voiceover. I mean, bloody hell, I didn't think the length of this was... I've run out of time. Shit. Bye. So KM Progress, shout out Kane by the way, asked, what advice would you give to help stay consistent with training? Set yourself goals, my friend. So basically, when you want to go to the gym and stuff like that, especially in the surplus, it gets very repetitive. It's same old stuff. Unfortunately, that's this lifestyle. But in order for you to stay on track, set yourself weight goals. So what are you going to be benching by the time you finish your surplus? What are you going to be in squat wise, deadlift wise, all these movements? This will help you keep motivated and keep you on track. As well as that, a lot of individuals I speak to, and I have, potential clients come to me and say they train the same split every single time. So they do the same old back session, the same old push session. Set yourself different rotations. So I'd recommend 2 rotations. If I train the same old stuff, it would be boring as fuck. And unfortunately, sometimes, with being consistent with training, it just has to occur. Like, this is his lifestyle. It gets boring at times, so you just need to, unfortunately, get on with it in order for you to progress your physique. You know what I mean, unfortunately. So that's my advice when it comes to, being consistent, is set yourself some goals. Goal setting is it might sound stupid, but it's so vital. So Mitchell Reed asked, do you have any tattoos? And believe it or not, I do. I have half a sleeve, which a lot of people don't actually know. Like, I do have I do have half a sleeve, which is pretty... Sometimes when I think about it, I think, fuck it, I forget about them sometimes. But I started getting tattoos when I was 17. Like, they didn't even ID me. I had a big beard. Obviously, I look quite old for my age. I'm 21 right now. I look quite old. And I just went in there and I started getting tattoos like every 2 weeks. And if I'm honest with you, I do regret it, because I just used to rush it, 17. It's all about having tattoos. Oh man, you're going to look sick with tattoos. So yeah. Basically, I've got like a St. George's cross here with a Union Jack flag, or whatever you want to call it. I've got some cherry blossoms here, so I've got one here. I've got like one up, well, it's faded now, one up there, and I think I've got one here as well. I've got a clock, which is really, I don't really like it. That was when I was born, which is 20 to 5, I think it was. I've got some roses here. I've got a dove here, so I've got a dove right here. This was really, in here was really painful. I've also got cherry blossom right there, if you can see that. That was really painful. When they were doing it, it felt like it was going into my chest. My chest was all going numb and stuff like that. And I really like skulls. Like, if I see someone with a skull tattoo, I really think that's cool. So I've got a skull on the back here. And obviously when I wear a t-shirt, which I rarely ever do, like from behind, It just looks, it's not finished yet, but when I have when I have a t-shirt on, it looks quite cool having a scar at the back of my arm. So those are my tattoos. Yeah. Jord walk 16 do deadlift. Currently not. AJ hasn't prescribed me any deadlifts right now. In the past, I say for about the past 4 or 5 months now, or past year in fact, I've actually really struggled to deadlift. And the main reason behind that is because I've got weak glutes. You know, I've neglected my glutes for so long that, you know, they're very weak and quite small, and that's something I definitely will need to improve on in the future. I had a load of hamstring, hip issues, lower back issues, which have caused me, you know, my execution isn't even that good on deadlifts. So right now I'm not doing deadlifts, but I would definitely, you know, in my next off season for sure be doing deadlifts, and the goal for them is to get very, very strong at them. Do you use PT software or use Excel/Word? I use Google Sheets for my, if someone out there is thinking, like, how am I going to set up my sheets? It's just imagine you being a client and you are checking in with your coach. What would you like to see within your sheets? So would you like to see your macros? Would you like to see, you know, your training? Would you like to calculate your averages for the week? Would you like to calculate how many steps you're doing, your cardio, your energy levels, fatigue levels, little bits and bobs like that? Think about what you would like to see within your sheets and simply create it. Very straightforward. There's loads of videos online which can help you create templates on Google Sheets, stuff like that. So that's my advice, mate. Ellis Jack 98 tips for stubborn lats. So Ellis, I think it's all about, you know, activation. I think a lot of people, first of all, it's genetics. Hands down, genetics will determine how far you can progress those lats. Also, again, to improve your mind-muscle connection, it could be something to do with injury. It could be execution. These are the two things which I find a lot of people lack in regards to feeling, you know, connecting with a muscle or having a weakness. Again, if you've been training under 5 years, I very much doubt you have any weaknesses. You just need to, you know, train for longer. But for yourself, it could be a case of, you know, you need to activate, practice your mind-muscle connection a little bit more, work on your execution, and it could be potential injury. Like you could be lopsided like this and experiencing lat issues. Little bits and bobs like that, mate. Why don't you train with Nathan anymore? He's been busy. I've been busy, so we haven't had enough time to train with each other. So I will round this video up. I sincerely hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments down below. If you can please like the video, it really would help me out. Please subscribe if you're new around here. If you hate me, then that's fine. I love you too. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Plenty of content coming on this prep. So if there's anything that you want to see specifically, then please let me know. Anyway, thank you for all the support. I love you all. We had 12,000 subscribers. 12 is my lucky number. So let's hope we have some good luck this year. Bye guys. See you in a bit.